Hi, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards. Once more, we have another backdoor scene for experience expenditure. We have Riker going to the meeting with Ping Mai for the 10K triad in the area. Ping Mai would actually meet you at the club and would drive there in his car, which is a just to make it a little interesting. He's actually driving a '96 Daihatsu.
Okay.
Which is a total beater car.
Which is kind of odd for a triad boss, but okay.
Yeah. So you get in, he actually has you put on a blindfold.
Alright.
And he drives you. And after about 15 minutes, you pull up outside a place. He pulls off the blindfold, and you see you're outside a warehouse.
Okay.
So you're at the Wharf District. He gets out of the car, puts on his trench coat and his scarf, and he walks over to the door, motioning for you to follow.
You'll follow.
He knocks on the door 2 times. There's a 3-time knock back, and then he knocks 2 more times. And then somebody shouts something. Does Riker speak Cantonese?
Yes.
Okay. So Riker will hear from one side, "You're not alone." And Ping Mai will say back, "This is the Gaijin I was telling you. I mean, not the Gaijin. This is the white skin I was telling you about." So the door opens up, and you're allowed to enter. You see a tall, beefy-looking Mongolian standing on the opposite side. He's wearing a black suit with a red tie, and you don't see any visible weapons.
Alright.
The guy pulls out a wand and runs it over Ping Mai, and nothing beeps. So he then motions him in. He then motions you forward and wands you. Is there anything metal on you?
Nope.
All right. And he'll usher you in.
You'll go in.
All right. So inside you see 13 other people seated around a 14-chair table. Each person is dressed like what you'd expect from a mobster.
Yeah.
Ping Mai takes a seat at the head of the table and motions for you to stand behind him. You see that each of the other 13 have a person standing behind them as well, and they look fairly menacing.
He's not phased.
One of the mob bosses says, "Ping Mai, where's your guard? Why have you brought this white skin here?" "I don't need a guard. He's here because he wants to speak to you." A female member of the female mob boss will speak up. "Why is a white skin wanting to talk to us, and why should we listen to him? He has no say in our organization." Ping Mai just calmly says, "There are things going on in the city that you all need to be aware of, and he's the one that's here to tell you about them." You hear another Tong boss at the end, sounds relatively young, like maybe early 20s. "Does this have to do with the upswing in Tong activity?" He
Could
nods.
be. Yeah.
He'll then look at Riker and motion for him to speak.
Alright.
You now have 14 mob bosses with their eyes on you, and their 13 bodyguards with their eyes on you as well.
Yeah, considering he's in his earthly form, so he's kind of used to that anyway.
Yeah.
With the surreal quality, he's used to having all eyes on him.
Yeah, except they're not impressed. they're intimidating
No.
you.
As far as street activity is concerned, okay, how do I word this out of character? Because what he's about to say is contrary to what they think is going on. Uh,
Sorry, dude, you're on your own. This was something you've been planning for your character for a while now. So.
yeah. As far as I know about the Tong activity, I had to pull my now adopted son by new from their slave trade. But I'm also here about the other activities uh, that you Rock have been probably seeing while on the streets.
We've heard some unusual things. We've heard about this white skin called Veronica Masters, or V Masters, that has taken control of the Tong in the area. Usually the Tong are easy to control or take down, but now something different is happening.
I have expertise in this something different. And this Veronica Masters is dangerous to both of us. And
What do you mean by dangerous? She's one woman. We can shoot her in the head and be done with it.
fortunately, she's been this woman has 9 lives. Even surprisingly, a shot to the head might not bring her down. She's also tied to the occult killings that have been going on in the city.
You hear a couple of people muttering, and then you hear the woman say, "We were told it was a terrorist attack."
Contrary to that, it, it that's the official story. The actual story that's on an unofficial record. It's an occult killing that deals in satanic dealings from what I've investigated in on it.
You hear more muttering around the table, kind of hard to read. Some hand gestures, things like that. Then
Yeah.
the 21-year-old guy says, "What exactly does Christian occult have to do with our city? Why are they doing this? Who would this scare except for decent, honest people?"
More than they're trying to do more than scare. They're trying to do what is by general convention should be deemed impossible.
Explain.
They are underneath the belief that they would be like any satanic ritual. They believe that if they perform this ritual, they'll summon the demon that they believe that they're is working for.
Hear more muttering, and then one of the older guys says, "So we're dealing with insane people. Wonderful."
Pretty much. And I've come to the conclusion that there are threats in both both what my aims are with the city and what your aims are with the city, and apparently the both our aims are on the same page.
But why would the Tong support someone like this?
Uh, she's she's seduced one of their leaders, more than likely, into allowing control to be reverted to be diverted to her by what you would believe would be her physical virtues.
They are young and stupid, and this comes from the 21-year-old. So, what is your suggestion that the 14K do?
I'm suggesting an alliance, um, a tentative alliance to focus on Miss Veronica Masters and her cohorts until such time we get her and Tong and whoever's backing her under control, and then we can talk about some arrangements, more permanent arrangements.
You suggest an alliance as if you had an army to represent. This comes from one of the elders. From what I understand, you're a nightclub owner with no
Among
real military or underworld contacts except for Ping Mai.
among other things, the actual people I represent uh, wish to keep their until such time we have a confirmed tentative truce.
So they sent you as their mediary. That means you have
Yes.
no power beyond what your words convey.
Other than the fact that she is actually the fact that they see a potential ally and against the threat that is a threat to us all, since we are all for the betterment of Hong Kong.
So they all look at each other and they mutter and make hand gestures. Then the lady speaks up. What do your friends offer that allow us to believe that their support is worth it? If what you say is true and this Veronica V. Masters is a dangerous individual, a truly dangerous individual, what are we supposed to do about it? And what do your friends have to offer?
They offer their different supports, resources, their very knowledge of the occult that she worships, and it's fairly extensive because we've dealt with her kind before.
What do you mean by her kind?
Demon worshippers, in, uh, insane demon worshippers. Usually, they're uh, they're very easy, but to kill once you're able to get to them. You just got to get to them to do it. And if we don't work together, we're not going to get to her in time before she probably brings about what we would think is impossible.
What do we have to fear from insane people killing people in the street? Obviously, they're killing our people. But We shouldn't fear this. We should take them down in due time. Find a place where we can corner them and just shoot them all.
Oh, if it were that simple. If you the thing is, if you you use that tactic, you may be just cornering and killing people that are either following orders, basically peons, and you're not going to take out the queen, and the problem doesn't go away. You
They
take out the
both.
queen, you take out the problem.
And how do we take out this V Masters? You seem to know so much about her and her kind of insane demon worshippers. How do we take her out?
A joint effort. We had to hit her infrastructure, so she doesn't have power within the community, and
So,
then slowly work on her standing forces.
from what I understand, her only real power is her tongue, which for some reason
Take out.
haven't been taking to being shot like they used to.
That's another thing. There's if that's the case, you're going to need our knowledge to do and our knowledgeable forces to help you bring down the Kong. Because
Well,
if she's that far in where her sway, she's bringing in body armor of unknown type, which she can't get her hands on because she more than likely has ties with master security, and they dealt with into prototype body armor.
I don't quite get. We haven't heard of this body armor, and we've seen the blood pattern. We're quite used to shooting people and seeing what it looks like when they've been shot. And these are wounds that should drop them, but they don't seem to care. It's like they're on PCP, but some of the strongest stuff I've ever seen.
Belief,
What'd you say?
belief is a very powerful thing. Belief with adrenaline, uh, it can make a man do extraordinary things. More than likely, they dropped after they left the battlefield, or not. As far as this Veronica Masters is concerned, she's an odds unknown siren that can even try and sway some of my more willful uh, cohorts into going against their own wishes.
That sounds like a very dangerous thing.
Like I said, she's a threat to both of us.
They'll look at each other and then they'll motion. Please go to the back room and wait. We must discuss things.
We'll go back into the back room.
One of the guards that's not a bounce. One of the guards that's not a bodyguard will lead you to the back room and tell you to wait and ask you if you wanted anything to drink.
I'm fine.
All right. After about 10 minutes, the guard will come back to find you. They're ready.
You'll go back out.
All right. So, upon coming back out, you see that they're all still sitting there with Ping Mai, and they look like they've agreed on something. We need a better understanding of what your people are capable of and just what this V Masters is. For now, we have a tentative alliance, but if you should ever betray us, you risk a great amount of wrath upon your head.
I don't plan on betraying y'all if I can help it.
For now, we'll have an alliance. Ping Mai will be your intermediary. And they all stand up. Sorry. For now, we have a tentative alliance. All shall go through Ping Mai for any further communications. But for now, you've accomplished your goal.
He'll bow and say, "Thank you, and thank you for meeting with me."
They'll nod. Ping Mai will stand up, and everyone will stand up, and they'll start shuffling towards the exit, looking at each other a little bit. All right. So once you get outside, you notice that all the cars that were there when you showed up are missing.
Okay.
So everybody looks really confused. And then all of a sudden, they start falling out of the sky.
He basically tells everybody get back in the building.
All right, they do so, and you see car after car is getting dropped onto the ground. It looks like they're being arced off the top of the building.
Oh shit!
You look up.
Is there any other ways out? Yeah, look up.
You look up. You see just a bunch of cars like being chucked off the building.
Oh shit! Everybody stay inside. We got a problem. They're being chunked from the top.
Are you telling this to Ping Mai, or because Ping Mai would have stayed out there with you?
Yeah, he's telling that to Ping Mai.
Ping Mai's like, how is that even possible?
Do you want me to answer that right now?
What do we do?
Right now, we need to get leaders out of the building. I don't know what's up there. Is there any other ways out?
Yes, there's a back way out of the back of the warehouse.
All right, I'm gonna have to use that one, but we got to be careful. He's got full access up there.
All right, so they head back in.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking really confused as to what's going on.
All right. I have a bad feeling that one of our V-Master's forces found us and is chunking cars off your Yule's cars off the roof.
They just look like dumbstruck, like utterly dumbstruck, as they shuffle towards the back of the building. You see that the bodyguards have pulled guns. The leaders are pulling guns. Most of those guns look like the bodyguards' guns looks like they could put holes through, doors or walls.
Yeah.
Um, everybody else looks really nervous. Ping Mai pulls out a deagle that looks like it doesn't look shiny metal. It's a basically it's a ceramic throwaway gun.
Okay.
So they're all heading out towards the back. Once they get out to the back, you see that there's a bit of an armory. Ping Mai puts away the ceramic gun and pulls out two 45s. And you see one of the big guys walk over and pick up a assault rifle, cock it, make sure it's loaded, and then you see more people grabbing just better weapons.
Riker, if there's any blades, he's going to grab 2 knives.
There are a couple of knives there for you to grab, and they're kind of curved like kukris.
Yes. I just hope they're not cold iron.
They're not. They're
Okay.
tempered steel, Damascus steel,
All
actually.
right. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
And he's going to burn a willpower and a glamour. The willpower is for an auto success, and he's activating Veiled Eyes.
Okay.
And he's been working on scene realm, so this is basically extreme practice.
Okay. Let's see. Are you trying to veil everyone?
Yes.
Okay. That doesn't that evoke the weird if you're doing that in the real world?
It's invokes the mist, but not the weird.
Okay. All right.
All right, that's 4 successes.
Okay.
Actually, depending on difficult, the highest banality.
Highest finale is 7, so that's 2 successes.
2 successes, yeah. So everyone's veiled. It's just not that great.
Yeah.
Actually, that's still 4 because he's outloaded. They get a 1 success anyways, and the willpower gives him an auto.
Okay, that's right. So yeah, you got 4. So you move
And,
everybody out, and as the door opens up, with the one guy who's not veiled so that he can open doors, he opens up and he gets like shot and blown back into the room.
oh shit!
You see, there's like a dagger sticking out of his chest. It looks like it was thrown with such force that it knocked him back.
He basically signals to everybody else just to keep quiet and just move. Don't move.
All right. Looking out the
Not
door,
yet.
you see 3 Tong that look really pissed off, and they're pale.
Perception alertness. Actually, perception keening
Okay.
to see if they're supernatural.
Okay. Roll it.
Hold on, I gotta see. It's 4 or 3. Actually, 4 or 5. It's 5. All right. Yep, dang it, cursor. Okay, there you go. Roll. All right, that's at least 3 successes.
Your dice aren't showing up.
There you go.
Because sometimes your
6,
screen
10, 8.
blacks out.
Yeah, I'm in my bedroom, so it's probably acting derpy because it's like on the other side of the wall to my right is the kitchen.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, they are definitely supernatural. There's your rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Do they act like they can see us?
Let's see. No, they don't make enough. They don't see you.
Okay.
They're looking around. You see two guys have assault like one guy has a one guy's throwing around knives, the other guy has a M79 grenade launcher, and the third guy has a M60 rifle.
He like signals everybody to move to the side and let them come in and pass and come in. Just be
Okay.
careful, be careful to not be hurt or.
All right. They don't look like they're moving in. They look like they're there to keep people from leaving. At that point, you hear a loud crash from the warehouse area where the meeting was.
Oh shit. How many are there?
3 of them.
Let's okay. Burning another glamour, and he's activating Quicksilver.
Okay.
He's pretty much at the point where he needs to get people out, and
All right.
he's pretty much going to be on the off. This is a defensive kill, get everybody out.
Okay.
His banality is 3. We go off of his banality. His banality is 3, so that's 3 successes.
That's a lot of 2s. It's like 10, 2, 2, 2,
Yeah.
1, 2. Yeah. So 3 successes, you activate Quicksilver.
So I move at least that's 3 extra actions against these guys, and he's going to go for for the neck.
He's attacking which one?
The dead center first.
Huh?
Dead
Which
center.
one is he attacking first?
I don't know how they're standing in formation.
Well, you've got the knife guy in the center, the rifle guy on the left, and then the M79 guy on the right.
The M79 guy.
All right.
X melee. Aww.
It's a fail, and you've now revealed yourself. Which would that reveal everybody else or just you?
Just me.
Okay. So
I luckily have 3 other turns on the guy.
Yeah, because it's surprise.
Okay, that's 2 successes, so 1 carries over. That's strength plus what?
Strength plus 1 because it's technically a dagger.
All right. Oh yeah, technically their difficulties are lowered, I believe anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Two.
All right, so you do 2 lethal. He doesn't look like he's affected by it. So you've got 2 more actions.
Fuck it. He's popping another glamour and getting back into popping veiled eyes again, and just basically
What?
and he's make sure on a willpower. So he's, uh, which is a good thing because that is one really freakishly good cloak.
Yeah.
He just basically signals everybody, just basically move, move, move.
Yeah. They're all moving quickly, not knowing really what's going on, that they can't be seen for some reason. While the guy that got a knife to the neck is still looking around with his freaking grenade launcher. He'll actually pop around into the. He'll actually pop around into the um, doorway behind you guys. It'll hit a wall and boom. But he doesn't seem to know that he's not hitting anybody. He just, but oddly enough, there's no blood coming out of his neck.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Riker's leading them, leading all to the Emerald, leading them to the Emerald Mother.
Okay, the Emerald Mother's like 15 minutes away though.
He's, yeah, right now I'm thinking he's going to be taking him through shortcuts,
Okay, all
and
right.
fuck it, he's going to go and pop Quicksilver on everyone.
Are you going to call upon the weird? Because this will really freak some people out if they remember it. Oh wait, no,
Yeah,
they're misted anyway. That's right.
they're missed it anyway. Burning a glamour and a willpower because I know there's a banal fucker in here, and which is a good thing because that's
Yeah,
at least now for 5
yeah,
success
that's
with the
6.
willpower.
Oh, it's 6 or 5.
Uh, it's 5 because you said there was somebody with banalities at
Oh,
least
that's right.
7
Yeah,
in there.
yeah, yeah.
So it's with the willpower, it's 5.
All right, so yeah, you guys make it to the Emerald Mother, and they look really confused. Really confused. They don't know what happened to their cars. They don't know what happened to their warehouse. They don't know anything.
He, uh, he's going to lead them to a private room and then drop the cloak. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was fun.
What in the hells are going on? Who's chucking cars, throwing people, guy getting stabbed in the neck and nothing happened to him, and them not seeing us and then moving really quickly? What really? Seriously, what's going on?
Let's just put it this way: Veronica Masters is even more dangerous than you would even know, and you've gone into an alliance with people that could actually take her and her people head on, and probably at least fight her people to a draw, if not one-on-one, uh, squaring up and killing them all.
They
But
both look.
here, go ahead.
How did they know where we were gonna be? Ping Mai's like, do you honestly think there's not a infiltrator in the Tong among us? Not among us, among our people. I'm sure, like everyone else here, we told our respective families that we were going to be going to a meeting tonight. It's not too hard for them to figure out where we'd be. You hear one of the guys curse. And another woman speaks up. Jingjiu has been acting a little weird lately. Weird how? Well, she's been more attentive, more eager, a little more aggressive in her collections.
Collections.
Shakedowns, whatever you want to call them. We are
Ah,
criminals after all.
yeah. Yeah, I can off. I will. I'm going to offer up one of the private rooms here at the club. Y'all can walk out of here. This place is very well protected against her people, and you lot can work out of here with impunity because her people will not find you here.
They'll nod and, well, I suppose.
Sounds like also might be a good idea because with an infiltrator in one of your families, it may not be a good idea to be in a usual work site.
They nod.
Oh, God. Uh, she's oh my God, she's playing a really dangerous game. Though
You hear a knock on the
I
door?
uh, you'll go and go over to it and open it.
You'll see by you there. Is everybody okay?
Yeah, man, I just brought some my friends over for a meeting.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure. I saw everybody coming in really rushed. And
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, so I just want to make sure everybody's okay. Do I need to go fight somebody?
Not yet.
Okay. He'll turn and he'll walk back out.
Oh, no sense in alerting the boy until we figure out the full potency of what she did in turning to Pingmon.
Pima's just like, so she's one of those things that are dead.
Yeah, more than likely.
Hmm.
Because usually, even those of my kind, we usually still feel the effects of a knife wound to the neck.
So she's turning her minions on the tongue into those things.
Yep.
Well, I think I'm going to need to call in some special supplies. So he gets on the phone, starts speaking to somebody in Russian.
He does not have Russian.
Nope. and given who he's talking to, you really don't want to hear the conversation.
No. He's going to text. Well, he's going to make sure this text is not visible to anybody.
Okay.
He's going to text. Give a text to Azumi
Okay.
and Wamping that
Well,
the
Zumi's still a PC, so you got to text that to Ari, unless he's
yeah
said otherwise. But I've got Juan Ping now, so
okay, he's going to say
the mystical 8-year-old will get your message.
uh one off the board one on the board is off the board. We'll explain later in private.
You'll get a
is what
text
the text
back
said.
from one ping. Is everything okay? I heard something about a fire at the dock district.
Our enemy tried to disrupt a meeting with prospective allies, which are allies. Like I said, one on the board is now off the board.
Very well. Let me know the particulars. There's something definitely wrong with the city.
Very. All right.
So everybody's kind of getting sleepy and wound down from the mists. So they're all going to go
Yeah.
off to the rooms that you've provided for them.
Yep. Which has unknowingly to everybody just appeared after recent events.
Yeah.
Okay, I've gotta go make my rounds in the bar. I'll check in with you later, looking at one ping mine.
Yeah. Nod his head. I've got some special things coming in. The dead things don't like fire, correct?
Right.
That's what I thought. And he'll walk off to his room.
Oh, that was an and he's just gonna mutter under his breath after everyone goes to their rooms. That was an insane gamble, but I'm glad it panned out in my favor.
Yeah.
I out of character, and he goes in character. I'm I'm going to be surprised if they try to be ballsy enough to try and get over here again.
Definitely not. But oh, you said that in character, so
Yeah, I said that in
I'll
character after
say the rest
everybody
of
left.
the night, unless you're doing anything else, is going to pass uneventfully.
I'm good. Yeah,
All right.
after it's covered.
All right, I'll call the scene.
All
Thank
right.
you, players, for playing. We actually had watchers pop in a couple of times, so thank you, viewers, for viewing. This has been another edition of Hong Kong House of Cards. Things are about to get really fucking interesting, so have yourself a pleasant night.